Hello there. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We're so glad to have you, and I cannot wait to get into tonight's episode of Tales of the Skytorn here on our multi-faceted location. What other fancy words can I throw in there? There are plenty of places we like to go to now. So if you're joining us for the first time on Rumble, Kick, or you're returning from Twitch, either way, we are so happy to have you here. And we hope here at Player Hater Gaming, we just give you a great story and we have no technical issues. If I can get through an episode without me messing something up with the wires or the settings, I will be happy.
Nice.
We'll see how far we get. Before we kick off into too many crazy things, I will go ahead and do some quick announcements. So, of course, we have our usuals. If you are enjoying the content you see here, make sure you go check out all of our socials. We can be found on TikTok, Instagram. We're also on YouTube for some other fun content we are having. And let me think here. That's like the big socials, right? We have a Twitter as well, which I kind of forget about it sometimes just because we don't put content on it. It's a great place for updates, of course. Mm-hmm. So if you want to get updates when we go live or have new projects coming your way, definitely go check out our Twitter because that's going to be where everything's going to be coming out of with the quickest and latest responses. So huge thank you to my social media team that has to deal with me because I'm awful at it. So thank all of you who are part of that team.
It's fine.
It's fine. They don't want to murder me every other day for lots of reasons.
Mm-hmm. Everything is fine.
Everything is fine. Everything is great. Beyond from that, we do have two great community hubs that we have nestled into Discord. The first one is our official kind of community Player Hater Gaming Discord. It's for mostly sharing memes, talking life, and we will have tabletop games on there from time to time, but that's not really its main focus. Its focus is to be a place the community can come together to just talk and have fun. Now, if you want to get into the tabletop gaming side of Discord and you are about it, we have got an incredible West Marches server for you. That server is our Ashurma Land of Prosperity. Within it, you will find an incredible, I almost said cast, an incredible crew of staff members who are ready and willing to answer questions, help you with anything you may need. They also run games, and also the community itself there is incredible. There's some great minds and great players, DMs, GMs, guild masters, store owners. It's got everything you would want out of a West Marches server and then some. And I'm not forgetting anything, right? That's like it literally is the whole kit and caboodle. It is about it. I don't get a chance to play on there much because I do hear a lot. But to my members, especially, oh gosh, David's not here. I keep forgetting David's not here because he's in my heart.
Oh, jeez.
He's in my heart and my mind all the time. Saved it. But no, it is amazing. It's really, really fun. I do pop in there. Yeah, sad noises, I know. Beyond from that, we do have one last great thing to put out there, and it's a project that is very near and dear to my heart because it happens to everybody. It's whatever night you usually play D&D on for your weekly, maybe even bi-weekly game, and all of a sudden somebody can't make it. Well, you still want to play D&D, but maybe you can't progress the story without that person being there. Well, we've got you covered. Hop over to our Patreon, and we have for you monthly, the first Friday of every month, we have for you a complete one-shot to include a homebrewed monster, a magical item, and a fun NPC with a stat block. Honestly, they have quirks, they have a little bit of a background to the NPC, not enough to ironclad it, but to give you a DM a chance to kind of toss in wherever you may need it. So go check that out because, again, we all want to play D&D and we have to mess out. So we're trying to see what we can do for you to give you everything you need to just have fun and play D&D. Still sucks the guy had to call out, though. Anything else, guys? Am I forgetting anything else? There's nothing important or big coming up, is there?
Nope.
No, nothing at all.
No,
No.
I gotta get my notes because I actually wrote it down. I did. So, if you haven't heard, last announcement because it's a big one, and then we'll go into the game. August 3rd through the 6th, myself and one of our other great DMs, Ford, we've been invited by First Ones Entertainment to come out to Gen Con with them to help them run some of their fantastic one-shots in their home-brewed worlds. And yes, I said worlds. If you don't know who First Ones Entertainment is, I will drop a link in there, and you'll be able to go check out their content. They have an incredible team of writers who make solid, good lore based upon Greek pantheons, Egyptian pantheons and culture, and it's really been a lot of fun to read and learn that world and get ready to run those one-shots. If you're going to be at Gen Con and you want to come say hi to myself or Ford, you can find us at the Marriott. Now, I was told to make a distinction with this. It's just called the Marriott. There's a JW Marriott and then a Marriott. We are at the Marriott Convention Center. We will be in the Michigan room. You can catch me there pretty much all hours of the day, but in the evening I will be running a game. So if you want to come say hi, just, give us that space a little bit, and I'd love to say hi to you, take a quick picture, whatever, maybe touch your dice, because I was born with a lucky feet. Ask anybody here who's played with me. I was born with the lucky feet.
I
Depends on what he
totally
needs to
heard
be lucky
that.
for.
It
Right,
depends.
and
Go ahead.
I heard that completely differently and heard you have feet that are lucky.
No, I was born with the lucky
But
feet.
continue.
But to me, it's, and Doctor there, Rot, makes a good point. It really depends if I'm doing something that is core to the character. It's really weird. I'm very superstitious about dice. I believe firmly that dice will tell you how the character is supposed to be played. So if you're having a bunch of bad rolls, ask yourself, am I betraying my character? I'm serious. It's a thing, and I believe in it fully.
I call it narrative dice.
Narrative. That's really good. Hang on. It's getting written down. That's amazing. Give me a moment here. I can't write that fast. Okay. Yeah, trademark. Beyond from that, I think we are ready to kick into tonight's episode. So let's get a quick recap. As you all know, first off, we're thankful that your internet company decided how to do their jobs. So it's nice that you can be here and play. It's always like really, really awful when it's just like, no internet. Sorry, guys. It's
right.
Because I know you felt horrible probably because you're like, thanks, no internet.
Yeah.
And then there's no internet. Our lives basically revolve around it for the most part. Like unless you're like super detached, you have some really good one-player games. No internet. You're kind of like, well, what do I do? Where's the Uno cards?
Oh.
Or you're like me, like the prep for it and have pre-downloaded videos and audiobooks.
No, I have this thing called books. I don't know if you guys have heard of them. These paper things with words on them.
Never.
Yeah.
What the hell's a book?
I use the digital version of them, or someone reads it to me.
I'm one of those weirdos that likes the smell of old books.
I mean,
I knew there was something wrong with you.
I have an Edgar Allan Poe poems book above my desk right now. So
Nice.
Very nice. I'm just quickly posting all of our lovely links to our other channels because I don't think they haven't taken the time to figure out their bot system yet, and that's on me, and that will be on me until I can figure it out.
Or someone figures it out for you, makes a bot for all three.
Yeah, hey, you guys who are out there, they're software programmer wizards. Make a bot for everybody. I'm sure OBS has one. I just gotta figure it out. But anyways, let's get into tonight's episode. Last week, we witnessed, heard tales, stories, and events pertaining around 3 of the Chaos Crew individuals. The K squared, as I will call them. Because I think that's really fun. They met up at the quarry specifically with the Gold Creek Mining Company. They had their conversation with the owner and with two specific professors from the Bexrine Academy. Pushing out into the mines, getting past the illusions, which were rapidly dispelled, they came upon the split, rift, fissure, whatever term you want to use for what this was, but it was a portal to the elemental plane of Earth. Someone had, and through investigation of the doctor previously and notes probably given afterwards, which we will get to that, somebody had managed to tether a bit of the energy coming out of this portal to this material plane and used it to infuse the earth around it, creating this incredible magical and natural effect of turning the earth around it into precious gems, diamonds, emeralds, rubies, an entire cavern covered with them. Beautiful sight, but dangerous, as native creatures were coming through that portal. Through the efforts of Eva, Doctor, and Levikazan, they held off any who would have attempted to stop the ritual, and the two professors were able to close it successfully. A little banged and bruised, a little worse for wear, but everybody did make it out. As for Red, your story is a bit different.
Mm-hmm.
As you had woken up earlier than normal, realizing that there was probably going to be a loose end to all of this, and you are certainly not one to allow a loose end slip through your fingertips. You headed out of Cassandra's home, and Eva's. I mostly call it Cassandra's because she's the princess of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Because you somehow snuck past the 9 or 10-year-old. Don't know how. But you did make it out. You immediately...
Past the blink dog.
And past the
Right?
blink dog. Yeah, you really did stealth out of there.
Showed
And Wheelie.
But you hit the docks, knowing that if I had a cart of precious gems drop into my lap, I would want to get as far away from this island as possible, because someone's probably coming for me. Through various events, you track down some old contacts. Unfortunately, not very easily, because they are not supposed to be easily found, even by those that know them. But you were able to. You put out a bit of an illegal be on the lookout for. Gave a description of the individual. And once you began to describe, would you have disclosed what they would be leaving with? Or would you have just said, this person's of interest to me?
I would have not described what they'd be leaving with, just something of value.
Okay. So you left it at that. And then by the time, and quick, I am a bit fuzzy on this, I do apologize. Last week, how we ended, you guys were still in the quarry?
We just finished closing the portal and the two professors left, and we were still in there.
That's right. So, Red, we will come back to you because you are still doing those events.
Mm-hmm.
And for Eva, Doctor, and Levikazan, as we come back into that cavern, the portal is closed. The magic has dispersed. You did watch. Some of you were able to pick up on some of the gems began to turn back as they had not been fully infused yet. But it seemed at least a good portion did remain infused with that magic and held that new transmutive state of being a diamond, a ruby, an emerald.
So, you think we should wait to go tell the guy that we closed the portal and get some gems? Or do you think the professors went and told him?
The professors probably would have already head back and informed that we should at least go and collect our payment.
True. But don't you need a diamond? One of you needs a diamond. All
would be-
you all need
We-
diamonds.
It's always nice
we
to
might have
have.
one already, so I wouldn't worry about it too
Okay.
much.
Okay.
Plus, with what we're being paid, we can buy the diamond we need as well.
Very true.
We don't want to waste efforts here unnecessarily, as well as potentially ruin a future, we'll say, business partner for now. Ruin their trust. Doesn't seem that he's not the type of man who likes people stealing from him.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, does
yeah.
not require an insight roll.
That's
That's
just
knowledge.
knowledge.
Okay. So yeah, we're. Shall we go talk to him? Give him some
Yes.
good news finally.
Yes, yeah, I'm sure he'll love to hear that some of the gems were made.
Okay.
Very true.
You head out. As you leave, you do see that those who have been posted at the outside have also somewhat lingered behind. There is only one now. And the other one has left. But as you leave, this individual notices you, just gives a nod to each of you, and then it doesn't. I wouldn't say he's following you. He just happens to be behind you because you're both going to the same place, or you're all going to the same place.
Mhm.
It's not like he's trailing you intently and like eyeing you down. He's just casually walking the same direction you are.
Yeah.
But eventually,
All battered and bruised as we leave this damn mine.
Hobbling over.
Yeah.
It's fine.
At least I'm glad I wear black, so my blood doesn't show.
it doesn't
very
show. You guys look like shit, but he looks okay. And Doc's just thinking, if you could only see underneath the cloaks.
Yep.
He's the one who has prestidigitation too,
Yeah,
which is
he's
the
just,
worst part.
Yep. I can clear myself. I'm still.
Sparkling.
I am below half HP, guys. So.
Yep, you're not alone.
You're not alone. But you head back.
Oh, I've
You get inside. The individual who is usually there at the front desk is not there.
Elijah.
Yep. But the door to the office is open. You can hear conversation.
I guess Doc would slowly approach the door and just he'll knock on the open door. Won't just enter.
You look. You can see the two professors, Sebastian, and one of the. Oh gosh. My mind just blanked. The Forge Striders. Jeez. One of them there.
Okay.
But it's in the. They're just having conversation, talking about. Pretty much, they're giving Sebastian, like the after action report, like a pretty much a play by play, compressed. Excuse me. And he kind of looks over and sees Doc and the rest of you. Oh yeah, come in.
Goes in.
Well, guess we got a good news, bad news situation, huh?
Well,
Yeah.
portal's closed. I would say probably half the gems that were in there remain, at least.
I'll take that. Considering it's just supposed to be a stone quarry, I think that's could be a nice little bonus for some of the boys around here. Well then, let's get you all. And he kind of like, did he give you a copy of the contract, or did he just they just made
did.
one out? Okay, he kind of like
He made
holds
one
his hand
out,
towards you, like
very vague
here.
about it.
Yeah, he holds his hand out like, can I?
Yeah. Doc will hand it over to him.
Takes it back and he signs on there, paid this date. And then you watch as he takes a candle, a little bit of wax, puts it down in one of the rings he has. He just presses it down, holds it for a minute, takes a drink of his drink. That familiar brown liquid you saw that seems to be shared with somebody else you know. Holds it there. Pulls it back finally. Looks at it. All right. I'm going to keep this one. And he makes a copy but doesn't stamp it and just gives it to you.
Mhm.
There you go.
Doc, thank you.
I want to take it and read it just to be sure it's the same.
It is word for word, just as vague, just as... I mean, if you have half a brain, you're like, hold on, why does it say duties performed? Why doesn't it say what they did? Why doesn't it say exactly where they were? It just says duties performed in service of the Gold Creek Mining Company. Doesn't say a mine number, doesn't say how many days, it doesn't say anything like that.
Eva gives him a knowing stink eye, but doesn't say anything.
And then the agreed upon price was
125 gold a person in the chaos code.
that's right. So he'll set down 125. So he sets down 375. And you see he has a fourth bag with him. You guys were missing one, weren't you?
Yes, so we're not quite sure where she is this morning.
She's had to attend to some other business.
But without her, we wouldn't have found the rift.
No, I wasn't going to deny payment. I just want to make sure they get it because I don't want them coming to find me like they didn't get their payment.
I believe she's been staying with Eva, last few nights at least.
I'll just tell her to come find you if she comes for me. And he hands the bag over.
Gladly.
So you have 500 gold between the three of you. Well, four of you, technically. 125 each.
Mhm.
He kind of sits back, finally getting back to his chair and starting. You can see he's already starting like write new contracts. Well, thank you again for the services provided. And hopefully I have to never see you again.
Hopefully, but do not hesitate to ask for our help.
I won't, but I really don't want to deal with those things ever again.
I
Agreed.
don't think anybody does.
And at this point, the two professors just excuse themselves. The Forge Strider leaves, and then it's just you guys and Sebastian in the office.
So,
I think our business is done here, as far as I'm aware. Just so, Doc would take his leave,
Okay.
short bow, and take his leave.
All right, you head out.
Zon will be last, and she'll turn around just before she leaves, and be like, "Ava says hi," and walks out.
Does not respond.
It's fine.
Speaking of Avis, we should probably stop by his office.
Yeah, that would probably be good. We have missed a few days, haven't we?
Yes, but we did solve the problem permanently, at least. So there's that.
That is true.
I mean, I have to walk all the way back there now.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. She's
Yep.
a bag of dice.
No, don't mind me. Keep going.
Okay.
We're walking, so you keep going. You're good.
Yep. Yeah, because I don't think the train's coming. So, yeah, we'll just... You know what'd be really shitty is if her and Eva waited for the train all that time, and then as soon as they're leaving, the train actually comes. Or they're like halfway up the ridge and it goes past them.
That would be our
terrible.
luck.
That would be. It's fine.
So you head.
Say,
Go, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
no, so, Eva, I know, like, Red was staying with you last night. Where did she end up? Did she just, like... Did she kill her? Did she get on your nerves that much? Like...
Quite the opposite, actually. She's been a wonderful addition to the household.
Oh.
She was gone when I got up. I assume she had some business to take care of.
Okay. That's good to hear.
I'm
I
hoping she'll be back by sunset, but she's Red. She goes wherever she wants.
That is true. I'm sure she can handle herself. She's a phoenix. Of course she can.
Yeah, let's not go around just saying that out loud.
Yes.
Thank you.
No, please do. Please. do.
We're literally in the middle of nowhere, she says, that they're like at the top of the ridge. There's nobody around to hear.
No, you're right. Absolutely
Unless-
nobody.
Yeah. I
As
mean,
it echoes
unless
down the passage.
Yeah.
right. This is
That's a
fine.
valley. That's a valley down there. Sound travels.
I was never good at math.
It's not quite math, but
Science.
There you go.
yes.
Red's gonna murk
Cool.
you in the middle of the night if she ever finds out you said that in the open.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine.
All right. So you're going to go check in on Avis and the Kingdom's mining operations.
Yes.
Okay. As you come up to the scene, everything appears to be in order. You get up. You can see there is one of the typical shipment containers is on the dock, and you can see there are, again, vast contrast to what you just witnessed back there. It's just all pure force of labor. I mean, they're not idiots. They have cranes. They have, like, wide logs they use to roll the stones with. But that's what they're doing to get these, and I mean large. I mean Zon big, like 5 by 5 by 5, 10 by 10 by 10. They're large. They're rolling them into these Weave Tech carriages. I try to put words together. Containers. Everything seems to be fine. You can actually see Buck is out there helping. Like, he's not pushing so much as he is. You can see now he is in that bit of a, not quite a manager or leader, not quite a worker, kind of the in-between kind of guy. So sometimes you can see him, he's helping physical labor, or he's actually helping run orders, run various plans. But at this
He's
moment...
a shift supervisor.
essentially, yeah. But you can't see him after this time, and he's got two hands on this large block as it's rolling over these hefty logs, and the logs are just almost bowing under the weight of this.
And can Zon sneak up on the other side and push the opposite way of him?
Oh no.
What do you do?
Zon would like to sneak around the other side of where he's pushing and push back on the other side.
Okay, make a stealth check first. Let's start there.
Oh no. That's a 10.
10?
Yeah. And I'm not going to waste a help die on this.
He does not seem to notice you.
Oh shit. Yeah, she's gonna push back on the stone the opposite way to make him think he's stuck or something.
Okay. make a strength check,
Okay.
because you don't have just Buck on this.
Oh, I should roll that straight. Hold on. I don't have rage on.
We'll just take the first one. Whenever that happens, I always just take the left one. So you're fine.
Perfect.
So 22.
Yeah.
You don't, as strong as you are, no check high enough could have stopped the block from moving. But what you do is you do give them a good pause. And you can, and the other two, you kind of watch as you start seeing Buck starts like cussing in Dwarvish. Like, the fuck do we hit these stupid logs? I'm so tired of this shit. Should have just used a crane. And he's trying to push. The other guys, they don't speak Dwarvish, but they know Buck's swearing up a storm, so they're trying to push harder too. And there's a moment Zon, you're like, I could probably try and hold him, but nah, don't fuck with him. Because eventually it does stop. And Buck kind of gets back and big, like, half dwarven paws on his waist.
Yep.
Someone go see. Let's go see what we hit. And somebody you don't recognize comes around and just sees you like, the fuck are you doing here?
She was trying to be sneaky, and she's like, hi, Buck. And she'll like peek over the top.
And he kind of looks at you. Oh, by the gods, woman.
You're never gonna get rid of me.
Can I just push a block?
No.
I'm hot. Thirsty.
It's been a long day. So am I.
Why do you look like shit?
We fought more monsters,
Oh, hell.
more rocks. Yep.
It's been quiet here. What do you mean?
Well, don't tell anybody this because Avis probably wants to say it to everybody. But we closed a rift.
Right.
Yeah.
I know what that is.
I do too,
Mhm.
right? Yep.
Hey, what is it?
It's a big, pretty, spinny magic thing that floats in the air.
Right.
Yep.
Well, less talky. More help pushy. The quicker we get the block on there, the quicker we can drink.
Fuck yeah, she'll rage and start pushing.
You'll rage and start pushing?
Yes.
Okay. Roll a strength check with advantage. Buck's gonna roll his own.
Oh, I rolled 2 twos.
Oh no.
She just face plants. It's fine.
So you're like,
you okay?
yeah! And fucking beef up for a
Yep.
second.
Yep.
You take a step, and you didn't really look where you were going, and you hit one of the logs that wasn't underneath it, and it goes, whoop, and you just straight down.
I'm just gonna lay here. You guys can go and talk to Avis.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Okay.
Buck's just
treat-
leaning against the block, just fucking losing it.
I'll treat your wounds later.
No, it's
No,
good.
it's fine.
I'm good.
I can't heal your pride, however.
Yep, I'm good. It's the only thing that needs healing right now.
He was actually gonna start walking away and just leave her with Buck.
Doc's shortly after her.
Buck is her kind of person. He'll know how to figure it out.
Mhm.
There's just a few moments of laughter, Zahn, before you feel a familiar half dwarven hand like on your shoulder armpit, like, come on, get the fuck up.
I'm getting.
You wanna try it again?
Yeah.
Alright, and he'll push.
No, she'll just push.
Okay.
I mean, technically, you took damage.
That's
You
true.
didn't take damage.
You
Nah.
didn't. I mean, psychological damage does count, right?
Right? I mean,
Emotional damage. After just a few moments with your help, they're able to get it on there.
Yeah.
The hard part is having to get the long, like, they're like 5 foot long, thick crowbars that they have to use to pry it off of the wooden logs to make it surface, to make it flat on the ground. Yeah, it's not as easy as those
yeah.
pricks down south.
No.
And I guess technically up north, considering where we are on the island. Whatever. I want to drink. And he starts
Yeah,
heading towards
Directions.
Yeah, he starts heading
Who
towards
needs
like
them?
like a typical gathering area. There's like some makeshift little picnic tables. There's a couple like flatter, unusable rocks that are there that people sit on.
Yeah, she'll pull out her. W- wow, it's Wednesday. Get your brain together. her her mug of sorts.
Okay.
She's got her own.
But Eva and Doctor, you head to go see Avis. He's in his office. Door's unlocked. It's actually open because it's not like there's no breeze to come through here, so the door's open.
Same thing as before with Sebastian's story. We'll knock before we go in.
But yeah.
Evening, Avis.
How's it going?
Well, we closed the rift, making where all the rock monsters be coming from.
Well, that's good. Will there be more of them?
I don't imagine so, but there is possible one or two, a few stragglers that weren't at the port area.
Yeah,
But
there was
no clue how many got out.
about an hour ago. There was some concern. Some of the guys heard some of that. What'd you call it? Rock language.
Mm-hmm.
They heard some of that, but disappeared pretty quick.
Hmm.
They said some of the earth was moving like real quick.
Maybe they
There
were
wasn't a
heading to
collapse, thankfully.
That is good.
Well, guess you guys don't have to worry about coming back then.
Well, I personally like to stay on at least one more day to make sure they're all gone. But if you don't need our services, Zon, of course, want to stay on as an actual worker. That's what she wanted to do in the first place.
Oh, well, all right then. Well, I'm happy to have a stout individual like that. And I'd say it's probably a good idea to keep people that can heal so easily around for a little bit longer.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Well, if it's healing you need, then I will also take my leave, since I do not do any of that.
Alrighty then. Well, you're welcome to hang around if you see fit. Just know if you want to get the payment, you got to be around.
Understand?
He just kind of waves. I wouldn't say he, like, dismisses you, but he just waves kindly and gets back to what he was doing.
I'll knock my head back outside. I guess we should go to the rest of the crew. Unless you want to go ahead and head home, Eva.
Are there... Well... I suppose we don't have to worry too much about it anymore, but...
I'd
Do you
imagine
happen-
not.
I don't remember if there were any that were still injured in this camp or not. And Brina's trying to remember.
We had the one guy have his complete lower body crushed.
Well, yeah, but he's... there's not much we can do for him.
Yeah. Or I did what I could.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as right now, there's no current medical issues, so as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, well, in that case...
Other than my own injuries and yours and Zon's.
Yeah, I think I
this
will go
time,
home and take a rest.
Red, you are being escorted out of one of the nearby kingdom mines. As when you did get here, you were instantly grabbed because there was concern about that strange language and a lot of the earth and rock shifting rapidly in a certain direction. After checking out, you're not sure what happened, but whatever it was either not doing it anymore, it's gone, but right now it doesn't seem to be a problem. But as you
And I see the others, yeah.
as you come out, you look around, you can see your companions looking a little worse for wear, honestly.
She is going to walk over to them. Mm,
Oh, there you are.
right, I'm here. I'm assuming the other guy looks worse off, correct?
Yes, the portal is closed.
Perfect. And I got my feelers out for the one that tried to escape with the gems.
Is that where you were this morning?
Correct?
Well,
Any luck?
Mhm. As these things take time.
Understandable.
I imagine a cart full of what he had wouldn't be able to transfer all at once.
Probably not, which is why I said I gave a description saying he'd taken something important, but didn't really describe the cargo.
Probably for best.
Likely.
I need to go home and take a very long nap.
Before you go, and Dr. casts precipitation on you to clean you up, don't need consent to seeing you in this condition.
Very true. I appreciate that. She would
Right.
never let me leave home again.
Exactly. I don't have
Should
any
we-
methods to heal any wounds right now, but if you give me an hour, I can.
You're staying here then, Doc?
Just to be sure, I don't know if all the elementals are gone or not. I mean, otherwise, I go. Well, I do have some business I need to go take care of. Actually, I do have I do have a business to run after all. But she probably let Zahn know that she's welcome to stay on as a worker.
Alright. I'm going to start making my way home. Red, where are you headed? What's your game for the rest of the day?
Actually, rest does sound good. I'd like to stay the night at your place again, if that's all right.
Of course. Well then, Doc, be safe. You'll know where to find us.
Of course, you as well.
And I will lead the way back to the rails, and we will just wait for another tram thing.
I'd probably join them in like 5-10 minutes after I go tell Zahn that she's welcome to stay on as a worker here.
San's just chilling, chugging whatever drink they gave her.
It's just a typical like brew that Buck has on him.
Yeah.
Well, our
Perfect.
contract's basically complete. But I did mention to Avis that you would like to probably stay on for as an actual worker, maybe work underneath Buck here.
Yeah. Yeah, that could definitely work. I mean, if you guys need any more help, solving things or whatnot.
Well, you were living in my store, so I'm sure I can reach you pretty easily. We have to.
Very true. Very true. I need to remember where that is. I should get a map.
Can you read a map?
You're so lucky Red is not there right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, you're so lucky that she has like
Emotional
even temperament.
damage.
Yeah.
Can you read him?
The best part about that question is that it is a legitimate question.
It's a
but
legitimate
also
question.
the
but
worst
But all of
burn.
us took it really bad. Like, oh, she dumb.
Yeah.
Doctor's being legitimate asking.
Oh,
Because he knows not everyone can read a map. In fact, he probably has difficulty at first reading the map.
Take
'cause
12
their
points of
maps weren't
emotional
done.
damage.
Oh no. Oh, there goes more than half the hit points that I have right now. I'll have you know, the doctor, that I may not speak common very well, but I can speak 3 other languages fluently. So yes, I am able to read.
Do you know how smart I am in Dwarvish?
Yeah, God.
I never questioned you could read. I asked if you could read a map very differently, but I also barely speak common, so I understand.
I can't. I fucking can't.
And you don't technically need to be able to read to be able to understand a map. Maps
Exact-
don't
well,
Asked if you could read a map.
Yeah,
Well, shut.
two very different skills here.
Mm. Just give me a map. God.
I'm sure a general store could have a map for you. I don't have a map, sadly, on me.
Doesn't even have the map to offer. Insults her, and then doesn't even have the fucking map to give to her.
No, I can probably draw her like a makeshift one from memory.
You're very lucky I need to stay at your place.
Oh, poor
Yes.
bless you.
Excuse you.
Are you smarter than a
Yes.
barbarian? When got his latest hit show on the Scry Vision.
Well, I'm going to be heading off as along with the others, but I have some business to take care of for the apothecary before I head back there.
Okay.
I will have dinner ready for you when you get back, though.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry about it. It's fine. But thank you.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
All right, and Doc would make his way off to join Aoife and Red and waiting on a train.
Okay. There is one being loaded up, obviously. After about a good hour or two of loading up every single... I mean, this is getting packed. And you watch as the last one is just nothing but 10 by 10s. It's like 4 10 by 10s. And it's just... like it's fucking struggling. But as it gets closer, you can see the magic gets stronger. A better grip. You feel safer about the fact, okay, it's up there. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Just so you're aware, Brandon, Doc is planning on getting off at the Cloudside Valley.
Okay. So, Zahn, you're staying here at the quarry.
Yep.
Red, Eva, and Doctor are on the weave train.
Yes.
Okay. I know where Doctor's going. Where is Eva and Red going?
Home.
Yes.
Home.
To the place with the bed where we can lay down.
Okay. The railway takes off. Zahn, you watch it go. What do you do?
I mean, she's gonna find a mine to go in. Maybe check out the one that had the voices. The rumblings.
Okay. So you get with Buck, probably.
Yep.
And he'll take you over there.
Mm-hmm.
You head inside, and this impressively goes for a minute. Like, probably about every 30 or 40 feet, there's these standard, like, U-shaped wooden pillars to keep it from collapsing. And then along the way, there are particular torches that are lit, and, not torches, oil lanterns. Not the best made lanterns. Some have some cracks in the glass. Some don't have glass. Some you can see they have turned them the other way because the other side broke, but not this side. This is the good side, so they just kind of turned it a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's lit enough to where you, who doesn't have dark vision, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel like it's dim for sure, but it's not. You're not blind in the dark down here.
Yeah.
Walk with Buck. You actually go, like, you don't know how this spider web, this entanglement of a labyrinth goes. You just know that you feel yourself going up a bit, down a bit. You come to a fork. He takes you left. It spirals off left and actually starts like doing a slow spiral curve upwards. You do notice that nothing seems to go down here very far. If there is a dip downward, at the base level, it's barely down. It's like maybe a 10-foot difference, and that's it. And then it
Okay.
does spiral up and to the left to where it comes to another fork, and one goes further left. Like you can see, it's a continuation. You can see it was like an offshoot to the right.
Mm-hmm.
And Buck takes you to the right, and the whole way he's just kind of talking like, yeah, there was some kind of commotion about, I don't know, an hour or two ago, earlier in the day, about the rock was shifting. We didn't get a collapse. We had to put up some extra support beams. We heard that weird gravel sound. I guess you said that's how they talk. I don't know.
Yeah,
fucking
it's weird. I know.
Anyways, nobody got hurt. Somebody did see something move through. Like they said, it went from, and you get to a point to where it just dead ends. And you can see there's like 2 large sections on each side of this hallway here. It's probably 10, 15 feet across, but maybe 7, 8 feet tall.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, you can, if you look, he's pointing, you can see there, it's loose, and then over there, and it's like right across from each other. You can see, it looks like something literally just jumped through the wall and into the other one. You can see where like came through.
Weird.
Yeah, if I hadn't seen it myself, I would have known what's going on, but I guess they can move through the earth like a cloud shark can swim through the cloud ocean.
Yeah, but this is concerning because we closed the rift, which is apparently where they were coming from. But if one got out,
I mean, I'll see if Buck's smart enough to make this statement. Nope, never mind. Buck just kind of scratches his beard. I don't know, but we got a fun job today.
oh yeah,
We're gonna lay the ironwork for the cart.
yes,
And he takes you back to where the fork was split off. And you can see there was like a set of rails, and you can see they've already started. Another team has pulled up one of the sections and started putting in like a Y joint on each end of it to feed it there, along with a switch back and forth.
perfect.
So I see you swing that axe around. Then you can do the same thing with a hammer.
Let's hope so.
My thumbs hope so. You can tell he's joking, but it's a good laugh to all of you.
But at the same time,
like
it's like,
all of you have.
Yeah.
Like he introduces you to a couple of the people, and a few moments pass by as they are ripping up the old one, and a cart comes up, and there's one person pushing it. But it's interesting because there's a bucket hanging off the side of it that is perpetually red hot. Like you're looking at it and you're like, someone just pulled that out of a crucible. Like it just came out of the fire.
Mm-hmm.
But then you start thinking, like, Zahn's not an idiot. We joke, we make fun of barbarians, but Zahn's not a moron. She would know if it took this long to get here, it should at least be, orangish, dull. Shouldn't be red hot.
No.
And you can see as Buck grabs a pair of these long tongs and pulls out essentially a railroad spike that's glowing hot. All right, get the hammer.
Oh. She like grabs a hammer and then looks back to Buck.
And there's like
Points
a
to the
two-headed
bucket.
sledgehammer there.
Yeah.
And you can see
Magic?
one of the guys. The bucket,
Okay.
helps drive it into the
Yep.
earth easier. Well, stone at this point, really. And you notice what you're standing on is, like, it's not loose by any means.
Mm-hmm.
If it's loose, it's because it's been trampled on. It's mostly hard rock. So someone just watches one guy lays a railway down, probably about a 3-4 foot section of it. And you can see there's it's got the typical, like, shape to it on each side like that.
Yep.
And Buck holds the spike down. All right, don't hit me.
I'll try not to.
Okay, just roll me We're gonna do this for a few hours worth of work, so we'll roll. Give me 2 rolls at advantage. Give me a Constitution saving throw and give me a Strength check.
Okay.
And this will determine how well you go and how well you Strength or Dex.
You. Okay, so con save
Yeah.
15.
All right. You don't tire out throughout the
And-
day's work.
Good. And a strength check. Ooh. I'm gonna use a help dice.
Okay.
14?
14 is good.
Yeah.
You, with the rest of the day's work, because you essentially have like 3/4 of a half day's work left,
Mm-hmm.
you are able to get to the endpoint with the help of Buck, the team, and yourself. Actually, we'll give Buck a couple checks real quick. Buck goes toe-to-toe with you as far as not getting tired.
Nice.
And Buck got a natural 20 for his strength check to
Damn.
keep everything in line. So with the two of you together, you make good time. You're able to get the railway laid so they can start bringing carts in. They can bring in teams to dig deeper and do more work, essentially.
Perfect.
That is the rest of your day.
Woo.
Eva, Doctor, and Red. The first stop on this particular way would be a stop that's decently close to within the Phaedrift Dynasty region, to where you can get off.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You get off. You head to...
Wave to Doc as it goes.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Well, it lets the people off first.
Bye.
Doc goes back up, and then you're just sitting there waiting, twiddling your thumbs, as it also is offloading. Actually, no, that wouldn't be here. It goes to the docks next. And at the docks, 2 or 3 get pulled aside. But you notice the big ones, the 10x10s, is still all with the cargo, essentially.
Mhm.
But we'll get back to you.
Yep.
Eva and Red, you head to
Yes.
the Starlight Mansion.
Mhm.
The Starlight Duplex Mansion. As you head up there, you can, from where you approach, you actually come across the backside, and it's a decent place to live. There is a nice little like grassy area, which is rare, but it's a little uppity. Not a ton, but enough. It's a little area kids can play, and you actually just see Cassandra just running around with other kids, and not too far away you can see Emma. Yep. You see her, she's paying attention, but also reading.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Red's waiting on Eva because
Am I able to get Emma's attention without Cassandra seeing?
Without Cassandra seeing?
Yeah.
Ooh. How do you want to attempt to accomplish this task?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Ooh, actually,
I
hold on.
mean,
Okay.
Minor illusion, because cantrips for the win.
Okay.
you
And
would
I'm just-
also know that Red has message.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I want to see if I can make it fun for Cass, though. So I'm going to use minor illusion
Uh-huh.
to just use, like, a sound of wind
Mm-hmm.
between myself and Emma, just to see if I can get her to look up and notice me.
Okay. Give me a stealth check first. And I will roll for your daughter.
Have fun. 23.
7.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's easy. Like, she is enthralled with playing with her essentially classmates.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of looks up, sees you. Oh, and she gets up and goes to you unless you tell her don't. But she walks over.
Oh, she
to
can
you.
come over. I
Yeah,
just
she
I
heads
just put
over.
my finger to her lips to be like, quiet.
She like gives like the
And,
mom nod, like.
Mhm.
She heads over and like walks with you around like the privacy fence a little bit. Well, back so soon. Well, I guess not soon. It's after lunch after all. Will you be picking up Cassandra?
Yes, I'll take care of it from here. Thank you very much.
Oh, of course, of course. I think there's still well, they do this and then there is an afternoon lesson. Did you want me to just drop her by afterwards? Or
That would be wonderful, actually, if you don't mind.
Oh, of course, of course, of course.
I think I'm gonna go inside and see if I can surprise her a little bit. So,
Of course, dear. And she leaves you be. You are welcome to your house.
I'm making some food for myself and for Red, because I don't know if Red's eaten, but Eva certainly hasn't.
No, Brad's been way too busy at the docks.
Yep. And I'll make like a little pastry snack for Cassandra, because I know that she had lunch.
Okay.
Just wait for her to finish her lessons.
You will have about, let's say, 2.5 hours to yourself to prepare whatever delicious pastry snack you wish to make. And any roleplay that you want to do, you're welcome to it. If not, we can just move to Cassandra getting home.
Anything for you, Miss Red?
Nope, just a boring day at the docks.
Right. Boring. It's never boring when you're around. There's always something happening.
Okay, fair.
I don't need to know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
but it's never boring.
True enough. No, just getting back in touch with old contacts that I haven't seen for a little bit because I've been gallivanting around with you lot.
Excuse me, I do not gallivant.
I've seen you gallivant. Don't go there.
Poof, poof.
Right. Hello, Oscar. And Twilly. And I will give them both the scritches and the pets and all the love.
Poof, poof, poof. He's by Red. Like, up on 2 paws at like your thigh.
She kind of puts her hand out.
He licks it.
Oh, jeez. Let me see. Hold on. Let me make sure she's got this before I say it. Oh, yeah, she prestidigitates that shit clean.
That's fair.
Hopefully, we should hear back from some of my contacts maybe tomorrow. I don't know how quickly.
What? That's a great question. What methods of getting a hold of you did you leave?
They all know my drop spots.
Okay, very well. That's all I needed. Drop spots.
Yep. Very well hidden drop spots.
Okay. Give me just a moment. Alrighty then. Doctor.
Yes.
So the island of Wingata itself, you don't know what landmass or structure or section of landmass that it was prior to being uplifted.
Mm-hmm.
But at its current point, it is very reminiscent of perhaps to what us as players would recognize as probably like a mountain's peak, maybe a very hilly island. It does have a center tip point, which is denoted now by the Cerulean Castle.
Mm-hmm.
So whether that is a choice of design or it's just that upbuilt, there is ground beneath the castle. It's not like it's just, 0 to 250 feet in the air, 300 feet in the air castle.
Mm-hmm.
But there is like a natural upward taper to the island, and sometimes there's just flat drops. Now, none of these exist within the Sirwich Fields or the Borealis Farmstead, as the purpose of these lands is to cultivate growth of vegetation and animals.
Mm-hmm.
But where these natural shelves greatly reside is within the Cloudside Valley. Called such because of these shelves, because it has been purposely designed over the 150, 200 years it's been uplifted. There is a bit like a couple of shelves to it before it gets to the end of the island. Most notably is the vast Great Wall divide between the Faydrift city side and the Cloudside Valley. You never questioned why the wall exists. Never had a reason to.
Mm-hmm.
But then you see that it exists as a strong defensive mechanism almost as you crest over, and it's climbing up and over the wall. And as you break the surface, what you see, first of all, this time of day, miles upon miles of endless cloud ocean. You get another remembrance of what this world is.
Mm-hmm.
But looking down, you can see almost every square inch of the foreseeable multiple shelves here is covered in brick buildings. There doesn't seem to be a single structure of lumber anywhere. Go ahead and give me a perception check as I continue to describe this. We'll see how much more you pick out while I speak.
All right. Not much more. 7.
7. You notice that there are also buildings with metal made completely of it. There is smokestacks that you never really paid attention to or realized, and then you kind of figure out another purpose of the wall to be that hard divide between the nobles, the civilians, the regular common folk, the merchants, and essentially the inventor's Elysium, the heaven of Weave Tech. It is everywhere. As you look around, you can see dozens upon dozens of just free-floating appendages, people in these contraptions that they look like carriages, but it's like the open top horse-drawn ones. There's no horse. It's just moving. There are other smaller Weave Tech rails that seem to be just carrying materials from point A to point B. It is just endless infrastructure of industry.
A big candy store for a wizard.
It is an incredible big candy store for a wizard. And I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 21.
Okay. As it continues, it does come to its stop, begins to lower. Obviously, you're the only person left, so it stops, lowers your compartment.
Mhm.
Doors open. You can see a familiar, but honestly, nicer than you expected platform.
Doc would step out of the cart and onto the platform.
Okay. As you step out, you can see there is quite a few people here that are ready to get on. And they give you an interesting look, like more so than what you're used to. And it definitely feels less about the way you look, because some of the people here just have these random appendages, like random arms, or even like smaller, larger, just floating off their body.
Mm-hmm.
And more of a sense of who the hell's coming here this time of day? It's quitting time. We're done. And people start getting onto the railway and into the train you were just in.
Mm-hmm.
Looking around, you can see the streets are all immaculately paved. Buildings are intentionally placed. Doesn't seem to be a lot of curving here. You do notice a lot of the structures and a lot of the aesthetic is very angular, very 90 degrees, 45 degrees. It's those perfect cuts.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, Doc's first time here. Don't really have a destination. I'm just looking for specific individuals with red eyes.
Okay.
And I'll just start wandering the area. I also keep note of like any arcane stores, herbalism stores, that kind of stuff along the way.
Go ahead.
Just like remembering where they're at.
Yep. Would you please make me an investigation check?
I would love. I will throw a health die onto this for a 16.
16. You don't find anybody with red eyes.
Mhm.
What you do find is less. You find a few shops, but what you're noticing is that they're less shops that sell completed items, and they're more like raw material shops. Like, would
So
you
custom
head into
orders.
one, or would you just kind of glance and keep going?
Depending on the shop. If I find one that could help me in my studies, like has materials like alchemist sets and or stuff like along those lines, I might go in.
Okay.
But otherwise, I'm really just here on a purpose to find someone with red eyes for my own personal business, we'll say.
Okay. So you head into one of the buildings
Mhm.
because it just says store.
Okay.
And for all the things you've seen, everything here is like specifically labeled. Like it says, like, metal machinery pieces here, weave tech enchanting there, gems for enchanting. A lot of it obviously is built around something to do with weave tech or creating or building. But this store, it just said store. You head inside. It is a decently large room, probably about 20 by 30. There is a human individual behind the counter. Average height, dark shaggier hair, probably 40, 50. Kind of scratching his beard a bit. This guy's on this like simple, like not like hard leather, but like a more pliable leather apron with just like, brown tunic. That's all you can really see at this point. They're kind of leaning over the counter a bit. Evening. Can I help you?
Evening. I'm just browsing. Mostly looking for things to help with my own studies.
Oh, well, what do you study?
Um, I'm a medical doctor. I study the human body, herbs, remedies, and other alchemical recipes.
Ooh, mister, I think you might be in the wrong place.
Very likely, but I'm also a practitioner of the arcane, and this is quite intriguing.
Oh, well, that we can help you with for certain. I don't know if you noticed, but not a lot of greenery around here.
Yes, more or less, if you have any items that I can use to cast my spells through or cast my spells for me, for example.
Well, I've got some good focuses. Don't know if that's what you're looking for.
Not specifically, I have my own already, but more or less. Now here's another question: how versed in like magic items is Doc for the player to say a specific name of an item?
I mean, he would have an understanding that you can enchant spells into an item.
Mhm.
He would know it could be done. I don't know if you've done it.
We have the mask.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My pause made it sound not what I wanted to say.
Mhm.
You have done it. You're aware of it. So, what are you trying to convey?
I'm looking for probably like a wand of dispelling or counter spell,
Okay.
or a open frequency sending stone,
Well,
so I can just use cast sending to people I want to cast it to.
I mean, I've honestly never heard of well, I mean, typically sending stones are always paired. I'm sure you're aware of
Yes.
that.
Yes, and he Dr. actually pulled out his sending as I currently have one. I mean, trying to see if I can reverse engineer the spell out of it, but my luck has been paltry.
Well,
at
that's quite a
best.
task to undertake.
It's something to do in my downtime.
That's a good point. Definitely got a high quality ink and paper you could get, and I've got a couple of focuses, like I said. But
Could definitely use ink and paper.
all right, how much would you like?
We'll say 100 gold worth.
Easy enough. And he pulls out, oddly enough, about maybe 20 sheets of paper and one like average sized inkwell. Sets it down.
Doc
Don't
will
let-
set down 100 gold.
And like you go to reach for it, and he puts his hand down a little, not like slap your hand, but he puts your hand down a little. He puts his hand a little quicker.
Yep.
Don't let it fool you. Enchanted paper.
What sort of enchantment?
Just something basic to increase the quality of it.
Okay, so enhancements basically.
Yes, that's the long and short of it. Or else we'd be getting a lot of trees cut down for one wizard to make a spell around here.
Makes sense. There aren't many left.
There's not. Gotta do what we can.
But this has definitely helped me in learning newer spells from my companions.
Give me 1 second while I pull up my magical item list, because he does have something else for you, but I want to have everything ready.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh. Boom. The discerning merchant. Thankfully, I can control F this document. Yeah. Oof. So he's been listening to you, and well, I don't really have anything that can negate magic on me. That's not really. You could probably get a couple spell scrolls. I hate to send you somewhere else, but I'm not gonna have what you need. But not today. Tomorrow, go back out, go down the main pathway here, and you'll get to what we call the ring. It's essentially just the center of the Cloud Dark. The ring, however, as you can imagine, you're a smart fellow. It's a ring shape.
Yes.
That's where all the actual shops are at. About anything else around here, besides me and a couple outliers who are just idiots to put shops somewhere, but everything else is some kind of a factory. Something's being developed, something's being made. Everybody wants to make a name for themselves. I mean, this is the pretty much the birth of Weave Tech was this island. So,
Yes.
a bit of trivia
that's
for you
exciting.
there.
Yes. Well, it's very interesting to know that at least. Who? Something I actually have not, at least found in books I've read. Who is the founder of Weave Tech? Do you happen to know?
Well, that really depends. It's a lot like religion. Some people say one person, some people say somebody else. Me, I like to think maybe a couple of people developed such a thing and then they each had their own followers, their own way they wanted to use it. So
That would make
they
sense.
didn't really mention they had ties to another group of people. But that's just one theory you can have.
Yeah. It would make sense for at least a group of people to be behind the creation of such devices.
It's a lot to be able to pull and store magic from the weave itself. It's even for me. I mean, I can enchant basic things, but
Yes, I have my practice at enchanting. It's a daunting task.
it is. That's fellow enchanter. I mean,
Yes.
around
He just
here,
gestures
it
to
doesn't
his
really mean a
mask.
thing. Oh,
Yeah,
you gesture
he
to the
just
mask?
gestures to his mask. It gestures to the mask with all the runes carved into it.
Do you mind if I? Can I?
Sure, of course. And he'll remove the mask. Just be aware, it has some goggles of nights already transfixed into lenses.
Oh, wow! And he kind of looks at it. Oh yeah, I can see it. Who? Did you do these? This is
No,
great.
the owner of the store I purchased in the Fey Dynasty, the goggles, was able to fix them himself.
This is good
But
work.
I did, but the mask itself, I personally
He
enchanted.
starts looking over the runes. Hold on, I think I. What language you do it in?
Nosh.
Okay, so he's looking at it. He's like, I think. Okay, this ain't common. Hang on, is this? Nope, it's not that either.
It's in my native tongue. It's called Nosh.
Nosh. I mean, some things are familiar. I mean, obviously every basic shape is there, but the fanciness is pretty nice.
Thank
He
you.
seems genuinely impressed, and he hands it back to you.
And Doc will fix it back on.
Well, anyways,
It also, yeah.
like I was saying, you're going to be a little hard pressed to find something that can negate magic around here, and not because we're against it, but obviously around here it's kind of against what we're trying to do. So you're probably
Yes,
better luck for that to try and hit up some of those hoity-toity places in the Fey Drift. But
Thank you for the advice.
what I can do for you is, if you're willing to spend it, I've got something that can hold some spells.
Oh,
I do. And he takes a minute and he kind of, you see him, he goes around the counter. You can see there's various things on display. You know, some are nice looking, some are kind of mundane. But he goes to one of the cases and kind of pulls out this. It's open, but it's like a ring box. And he sets it down. He kind of looks at you for a minute. No judgment. And you see he kind of waves his hand and you hear the door lock. Don't take it the wrong way.
of course not.
And he sits it down. What you see is this two-fingered, I'd say gold ring, but it takes 2 fingers to wear it, and it has like this gold bar over the top of the 2 circles that are the rings.
Okay.
That, the magic was a bit finicky to get working, but essentially, you can cast a spell into it, and it will hold that spell indefinitely until you need to actually cast that spell.
Quite a useful item, actually.
It is. But it's weird how it works. So you're a learned individual.
Yes.
I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but you see like pats his hip. You can see it's like a smaller, like it's like a hobbyist journal. I got my own small spell book. He kind of taps it a little bit. Not the greatest at it, but I can at least read and understand some of it.
Yeah.
So, you know how there's tiers of magic.
Yes.
This can hold, and again, I didn't make it. I bought it off somebody else to try and resell it. It holds like 5 tiers of magic, but they add together. So if you took a second tier spell and a third tier spell, that's all it could hold.
Mm-hmm.
But if you had 5 first tiered spells, it could hold 5 of those.
Still very useful.
Very useful, very pricey.
I imagine so. How much would you be asking for this?
Well, I am trying to resell it, so this would be about 3,500 gold.
For a little bit of my own budget.
Well, it's unfortunately the best I got for you, because we don't, like I said, to find a counter spell or a dispel magic would be counterintuitive what we do around here. I'm not saying that they don't exist. I'm sure there's a spell scroll guy around here somewhere that's make that. But needle in a haystack in this part of the area, much more prevalent one region over.
Your services have been invaluable to me as a first timer in the Cloudside Valley.
First time to the valley. First time to the island?
Well, I've been on the island for probably a month by now.
Whereabouts you stay?
I own an apothecary down in the Surwich Fields, actually.
Oh yeah, I don't go over there.
Well, the farmers down there can use the medical needs and herbal remedies when needed. It's cheaper alternative for them.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you would look for herbs and things like that. But around here, we can definitely help you out with enchanting, getting anything loaded up with some weave tech, or even, I don't know how you are at just basic tinkering, but I know there's always people roaming around looking for work. So
I'm a little experienced, more of an alchemist myself than tinkerer.
well, you may not find much things in this area for you,
Well,
but
at the very least, it's a lovely place to visit.
that it is. And if you really want to see some great things, I suggest strongly that you head a bit more outside. The ring's on the next shelf down. You'll see it before you drop down. But beyond that, the next shelf down, the lowest shelf, that, if you really enjoy the magical arts, you would really enjoy that. It's where they make all the cloud boats. That's where all the enchantments go on anyways. Truly something to see.
I imagine so. Are they operational at this hour?
Oh no, you'll have to come back tomorrow. Basically,
Okay.
if anybody, I was about to close up myself. Basically, the whole valley kind of, for the most part, shuts down right around this time. You'll get your few midnight oil burners here and there, but in general, all of us were still just people. Yeah,
Yes.
you got a lot of people passionate about doing it, wanting to make the next big discovery. So you'll get that phrase a lot around here.
Fair enough.
But you see, he's like trying to think. 'Cause I really don't think. Well, nah. Well, maybe there has been a few more. What would you say? Go-getters as of recently.
How so?
Well, like I said, it's around here. If you want to make it, you better be real good at what you do. You better be real good at some kind of weave tech enchanting, developing, or have some new great knowledge. Or just have a passion for it. For inventing, tinkering, making new things. We've got all kinds of things. But I heard something the other day, someone was trying to work on a way to make and he starts takes his hand and tries to make a circle shape. Someone was trying to make a real crazy crazy allegations he was making, but he said he was trying to make a ring that in the middle would be this point, and he could put a different ring somewhere else on a moving island, and you could just step through it and be on that island instantly, and there would be no complications.
That would be a very useful item if he's able to make one.
Yeah, but everybody else that attempts that, it's gotten a lot of people mangled. Some got killed.
I imagine so. It's not portals are not a safe business. Having closed one earlier today, actually.
Really?
Yes, there was a elemental portal to the Earth plane up in the quarries. Me and my compatriots had to participate in closing it today.
You know, I heard there was something going on in the quarry.
Yes, it was just elementals were coming through and causing some havoc. But after
See?
today,
Well,
should be fixed as of today.
Nope. Natural one. Elementals?
Yes, there are entities of magic, specifically of earth, fire, water, air.
And there was a portal to this place there?
Yes, someone had put up a portal down there, and they had been coming through,
Why?
causing some. Not entirely sure, to be fair. Don't even know who placed it. Just that it was there. It's closed now, and hopefully that's the end for all the mining collapses it was causing.
Huh. Hopefully that's a lot.
It was, and Doc will even kind of like gesture and pull up his sleeve and show him like a big ass bruise from the attack earlier today.
Oh,
on his
wow.
arm. Yes, they did a number on me.
Which arm was this?
This would be my left arm because left-handed bias.
Did you take your glove off?
I'm gonna roll for that.
Okay. Nope, that's shove everything to one side of the dice tray.
Yep. All right. 10 or lower, I take the glove off. I got a 4.
Okay.
So the glove came off.
Okay. I need a moment.
Yep.
Oh, Google Drive. Give me what I need.
He's pulling out the lore doc.
Mhm.
Dun dun dun.
I'm hoping he doesn't recognize it. But there's a good chance he probably does. I was right. Zahn hasn't seen it yet. She doesn't know about my birthmark.
You know what I think we all really need is a photo of Doc's actual face.
I did give that out, actually. It's in the
What?
Discord. Mhm.
Was I?
Yep. Everyone got to see it, his face when he got the goggles and light installed to his mask.
I wasn't there for that.
No, you weren't. It's
He,
in this
okay.
chat.
So you pull the glove off. He shows it.
Mhm.
Wow, that is quite a bruise. And you can see his eyes kind of move down. He sees your birthmark. Oh, hey, you're with the Blue Oath Order.
The what?
The Blue Oath Order. That's their symbol.
It is?
Yeah.
This is just a birthmark.
No, it's. Come on now.
I was born with this on my hand.
That's wild. I've seen that before.
Could you tell me more about this order?
Well, yeah, they're not. They don't have anything here. The most I know about them is I think they settled in. I think they settled in Rees, actually.
Really?
Yeah, they come
I
through
was
every once
just-
in a while, but for the most part, they have a huge factory element just down by the docks. They build cloud ships.
You said it's the Blue Rose Order?
The Blue Oath Order.
The Blue Oath Order. Okay. Huh. Well, that's interesting. This is the first time hearing of them. I'm from the archipelago of Ivory, actually. About a month's sail from here. Depending on time of year.
Oh, sorry, I haven't heard of that one.
Not many have. It's on the edge of what all edges are at this point.
Oh,
Mhm.
it's one of
only
those
have-
paths.
Yes, it's out there. We only see one. Every month we have one island close enough to trade.
Oof.
It was a rough life, but humble at least.
Well, I'm sure it was a good place to live.
Yes. Well, I actually recently I actually just came back from a trip from Rees actually, and it's the first time hearing this order.
I mean, it's weird you haven't heard of it, but at the same time, you didn't get injuries, did you?
No,
Oh,
no, just
you
on
saw
the
from when he
docks.
got a little excited. He's like, "Wait a minute, what?"
I do have a friend who is. I made friends with one of the with someone from Rees actually on my trip. So
That's rare. Usually, they do stick to themselves.
well, she was. We had common interest and got to know each other on the trip.
Oh, a lady friend, huh?
Not that sorts, but
Oh, okay. Right.
Mhm.
He like does that too. It's like,
more of the arcane interest than shared interest.
oh, okay. Well, if I don't think I have anything else here for you.
You just say you can find they have a building on the docks, correct?
Yeah, they got a place down there.
I'll have to stop by and inquire more about them. Maybe, I don't know, they can give me more answers if my birthmark means anything.
Yeah, that is real weird. You've never heard of them before this?
No, I was raised in an orphanage, actually, so.
Interesting. I figured maybe you just worked for them because that's their symbol.
No, I'm afraid not, but maybe I'm related to someone who is. I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, thank you for all your help today. It's been very enlightening, actually.
Oh, of course. I hope you have a great rest of the day.
You have a good evening, sir.
You as well.
And he'll make his way out.
All right. The door unlocks just as you get to it.
Yep.
And then as soon as you close, you hear chunk.
Yep. Never got his name either.
No, you didn't.
You didn't get mine either, to be fair.
Nope.
But I stand out pretty well.
He did see your face.
But true, he's one of the handful of people who has seen my face.
Yep.
This random dude in the clouds.
Yep. All right. What do you do next?
I'm still looking for a Turtle family member at this point because all the shops are closed, as he said. So I'm just trying to find someone from the Turtle family with red eyes. That's my biggest goal here today. And if I can't do it today, I will come back at a later
You
date.
do not find anybody of that nature.
Okay.
At
Then
this
I'll
point,
just
you
make-
kind of starting to realize the crowd that's here is mostly they either chose to live in this I wouldn't say like abysmal place, but definitely there's no creature comforts. You don't see like common like food stands or even a tavern. Like you don't even see one.
Well, Doc Stomach's probably growling at this point, and he should probably make his way back home.
Probably. Eventually you get back to the apothecary to where
I'll make
Zahn is standing outside.
excited. Give him a key yet. Yep.
Yep. No key.
She's probably just like sitting in front of the doorway, just like do do do.
Oh, hope you weren't sitting out here too long.
It's dark out, and it was light out before.
My apologies. I got held
all
up.
good. Could have been worse.
Well, he goes over and unlocks the door. Well, let's head in. I'll get dinner
Yeah.
started.
I can cook this time. It's okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I
You
won't
guys
stop.
haven't tried my cooking.
I have not. So
I'm actually really curious. How good is the cooking?
Roll a survival
I am
check.
too now.
We will see. It's not burnt.
It's edible.
It is.
It's edible.
It's digestible.
Ish. Yes.
We'll go with the 1950s Crisco cooking manual slogan. It's digestible.
Yeah. You don't have any meat, so it doesn't taste as good as I usually make it.
Yes, I need to pick
Yeah.
up something. Actually,
Yeah.
I would have done it on my way, but if I, they were closed by the time I passed by. So.
Ah. Where'd you end up going? I thought you were coming right back here.
I went up to the Cloudside Valley actually.
Oh.
I wanted to do some exploration there and just get to know. I've not been there before, and as well as maybe see if there's anything I can find useful there, which I did find actually. I got some lovely paper and ink that can help me in my magics.
Good. Why magicking?
Well, I can. Where I learn spells is I can learn from others by writing it down, and it will be inlaid into my book.
Hmm. Magic.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, I want to learn a couple of spells from Miss Red and Eva that I've seen them use that would be useful if more than one of us could use them.
Oh, okay. I don't read my spells.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did meet a
Okay.
lovely fellow though, and
Oh yeah.
he gave me quite a bit of information about the Cloudside Valley. Basically, it's a full debrief of what all of it is,
Good.
as well as
Good.
some,
Glad you.
yeah, as well as some information I need to check in later. Actually, probably tomorrow.
Oh. Need any help with that? Need somebody to
No, I'm just gonna.
intimidate?
No, I'm just gonna go down to the docks and make some inquiries.
Okay.
Well, how was work?
Well, they have a magic bucket that holds really hot railroad nails. We put a railroad in. It was fun.
Sounds like it.
Yup,
Then that's just a conversation over dinner, I guess.
Probably then.
pretty much.
Eva and Red.
Mm-hmm.
A couple hours pass. Eva, you hear the familiar sound of the front door opening. And you can hear the sound of Amma playing it up. All right, Cassandra, let's get inside and let's make you a snack. We don't know. Like, she's like projecting her voice.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know when mom's gonna be home. And Cassandra runs in. Like, do you attempt to like hide in any way, or are you just sitting out at the table?
No,
or-
no,
okay.
no. Just hanging out.
So you can hear she's like, I want apple, and I want orange, and I want a sweet treat, and I want mom. And she runs to you. She hugs you.
Apples and oranges and sweet treats.
Yeah.
I'll make you a deal. Sweet treat today, apples and oranges tomorrow.
Okay.
And I will hand her a little kind of like a cinnamon pastry.
Oh, okay. She takes it and she sits up at the table and just goes to town. Emma just kind of sees from a distance and just waves, smiles, and heads out.
Yeah, I'll wave back at her. Well, how was your day, dear?
It's good. I learned that I can count high.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How high?
1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see how high she gets. And because the DM struggles playing as a kid, she's 9, 10, right?
10, yeah.
10. Okay. Forgive me if I make a mistake properly acting as a 10-year-old. I'm trying.
10-year-olds do their multiplication tables, just
Oh,
FYI.
they do? Well, let's put that back and put that back. So instead, she's like, I can count to 100, and I know how to do multiplication.
So Anna's teaching you well, then.
No.
Yep.
Oh, no. Do I need to find another teacher?
No.
So she is teaching you well.
No.
Yep. That's a 10-year-old. Yep.
I had a feeling. I just wanted to see where it would go.
But she says, no, Miss Criswell teaches us now.
Oh, yeah? What does she teach you?
Read.
Just everything?
And.
Okay.
Make a history check for me.
I was going to say, do I recognize that name?
You recognize it. We'll see how well you recognize it. This is less about you recognizing it and more about how much detail you recall about this person.
Oh, no.
Oh,
That's a natural 1 for a 2. There's no saving that one.
So you've heard the name before. Obviously, you've been here a minute. You'll know that Miss Criswell, she's probably about 40, 45, but she is kind of she's not a for-hire teacher. She's a teacher who teaches and then is just like essentially like a public teacher, but not in a public school. She survives by whatever kids there may be that the parents don't send into school, or they send these kids do go to school, but she works with the after hours.
Gotcha.
Like she doesn't work officially for the school system. She's the best I can put, like a tutor essentially, but she's like an all-inclusive tutor. She teaches everything, like tutor, babysitter. Like when classes run late, or when the parents have to have long, late hours, she babysits, teaches, tutors.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because I never asked you if you actually wanted to have her go to a school or not. So that's a great question I can ask now. Do you want her to actually be in a school?
She would be homeschooled if, like, well, not homeschooled necessarily, but not in an actual school.
Okay.
'Cause,
Then in that case, we
Mom-
can change that description a little bit, and we'll just say that Miss Criswell is a private teacher.
Yeah.
And
Still
you,
private tutor
Yeah.
slash babysitter.
but you and a couple other parents just prefer this.
Yep. Sweet. I'm just gonna pass time for the afternoon. Get the start of a long rest, hopefully, early in. Because the day hurt and it wasn't fun.
Oh.
There was a little bit of panic. But
Oh.
I will make dinner for the three of us
Okay.
at some point and kind of just chill.
All right. You have a great rest of the night. Dinner is obviously amazing because you live close to the market. It's not like
Mhm.
where you're at is a great point because it's not far from the docks. It's not far from the Noble District either. So you're not exactly hoity-toity, but you're not run down slum docks either.
Right.
But the food's good. It's a basically calm rest of the day for most of you.
And at some point, I will end up sending Cassandra off to bed with Oscar
Mhm.
and kind of turn to Red and just say, well, if you'd like, we could call it a night, but I know you had mentioned you wanted to try and unlock more of your mind. Was that something you were interested in tonight?
Yes. Most nights I will be.
Come with me. And Eva will lead her upstairs to Eva's room and just change into a nightgown and just sit on the bed and wait and just see what Red does. I have an idea of how I could do this. I don't know exactly how this works, but you might want to at least sit down, if not lay down. Just in
Mm.
case.
Should I be dressed for bed?
I'm just getting comfy. You can dress however you'd like.
Oh no, the only reason I say that is because, most of my clothing will be coming off if I'm getting dressed for bed.
I'm not gonna say no.
Don't tempt me, woman.
Choice is yours.
Alright, she's just gonna sit down on the edge of the bed.
Okay.
I have not done this before, but I have the Fanged Bite, which is an attack, but I also have the Vampiric Bite, which is still a weapon, but doesn't necessarily do damage. So I would like to try and use the Vampiric Bite to see if I can launch us into that same state that we keep finding ourselves in.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll work.
Just
but...
a moment. As I pull up your character sheet and look into your features and traits. Given the nature of which that food source, energy, dream that sustains your specific type of vampiric thirst, and given the class you have chosen for your bard,
Mm-hmm.
I need Red.
Mm.
You can choose to make a wisdom saving throw, you may choose to fail it. But I will need either decision. I either need a wisdom saving throw, or need you to just say that this will allow that red will let this happen, but there is pain to the bite as you feel on the side of your neck. You can feel Eva bite you.
Gently, trying to.
She trusts Eva.
Okay, so you choose to fail.
Yes.
Okay. Because it is a bite. Where are you? And what is the current? Okay.
That's a lot of dice.
I was like, wait a
No,
second.
it's only two. Calm down.
It doesn't sound like two.
No, it
Sounds more like 4.
sounded
The
like
physical
death.
bite itself is actually not that painful. It's like getting like just a little like a pinprick from sewing or cutting yourself with a paper cut. It's the secondary damage that hits the base of your brain, and there is this horrible psychic pain in the center of your skull. This awful migraine sets in. You immediately take 9 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
But with
Good
that,
Lord.
the two of you, with this being your intention, you do find yourself in this little 5 foot by 5 foot by 10 foot tall, bland, plain wooden room with a single door. It's almost instantly. Like there's the physical pain, the mental pain, and it causes your vision to go white, red, and then when it hones back in, you're just standing like shoulder to shoulder, essentially, standing next to Eva. Eva, for you sink your teeth in, and your body just knows. It's like, I don't want blood. I want what's within. And it pulls that energy out of Red. You actually recover 9 points.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But the both of you find yourselves in that room. It's 5 feet long, 5 feet wide, 8 to 10 feet tall, very plain, bland, the most default of wooden rooms you're in, with a single door. But we're going to go to break. It is 8 o'clock. And I know some people
had a
probably
feeling.
want to, well, some people probably want to go to the restroom, get snacks, things like that. So
Yeah,
we'll make it a quick one. You guys want to settle on a 10-minute break?
Sure.
Sure.
works for me.
Okay, I will. Let me set a timer first, so I can make sure I don't mess this up. I'm gonna set a quick 10-minute timer. All right. So we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. We're gonna get some snacks, go to the restroom, get water. We will see you guys in 10 minutes to pick this back up. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out during our quick break. Even though I didn't have anything because I had a very late dinner, I am going to do a typical thing because I am a big snack promoter here. And let it be known that if you are a DM who needs a snack, I have your back. Do not let a player tell you can't snack at the table. And players, don't let a DM tell you you can't snack at a table. Just be responsible. Snack responsibly.
There you go.
I
That's
snack.
gonna be a shirt.
Yeah, it will be a shirt. It'll be a. That's our next
Mhm.
merch shirt coming out. Snack responsibly. But
Mhm.
I
In
snack
other words, don't
responsibly.
talk your mouth full.
What was that?
Don't talk with your mouth full.
Yeah,
That's
don't
all
do
you
it,
need
yeah.
to do.
I snack responsibly here on stream by not snacking while live because this mic will pick up everything, and I don't think we need ASMR DM snacking just yet.
We'll save that for Patreon.
We'll say that for Patreon exclusive. But anyways, getting back into it, Eva and Red, we're going right back. two of you find yourselves in a plain, nondescript room, entirely made of wood. One door with a plain iron handle. What do you do? As I reach for my water.
Well, that
All
worked
right.
out surprisingly better than I thought it would.
Very true. Hmm, perhaps I should open the door if we're going somewhere in my memories.
Be my guest. I'm right behind you.
All right. And she will open the door.
You open the door, and what stands before you is a endless space of familiar background with a general purple haze to the entirety of the landscape around you. In the far distance, you can see these little twinkles of light as if stars. You also see various clouds of thick gas, some kind of a mist. But in general, wherever you are, you know you're moving. You have the sense of movement. At least whatever you're in is moving. Or is the realm and this space moving around you? It's a little nauseating, almost just a slight bit of vertigo comes over you. Not enough to really do anything, but the beginnings of it. You've seen this space before. You've seen it beyond the stone sphere that you, Drackix, Doctor, all fought in, while one of your companions was suspended 30 feet in the air, held by chains.
If this is what your brain looks like, you are trippy, my dear.
Not my brain. Are we saying that I recognize this as the place that Eva was?
It was the place beyond where she was. Make me a history check.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I think Doc tried to explain what he thought this was, but that's about as much as I can give you.
That's not even worth the frickin'. That's a nat 1 for a 3.
So, you're not entirely sure.
Mhm.
And as you're looking around, that sense of vertigo kind of takes over. And you end up having to actually sit on the floor with this door open. And you're looking at this space. You're trying to grasp all of it. You do remember seeing it beyond the stone sphere, as the sphere itself took damage from other sources and wire spellcraft. You do remember that it had been segregated from the palace that you were wandering until you got there. You remember seeing this kind of a purplish background with stars and gas out beyond the stonework as it was destroyed.
Well, this is near where we found you when you were trapped. And we had to rescue you from the dream realm, for lack of better words. It's the place right beyond where you were trapped.
And there's something about that word in particular, giving it that annotation of the dream realm, the dream realm, the dream realm. And it just kind of plays over and over in your head. then you do begin to remember there are a lot of just even common wives' tales and lore, and just even amongst our society as players. There's a lot of belief about a realm of dreams, a place we all go to share the dream experience. Could they be linked? Is this some greater realm or grasp of existence that dreams take place in? Mind-boggling questions for someone of Red's. I wouldn't say intelligence, because no one here is dumb, but
Right.
to be able to grasp that truest form is beyond even most mortals.
Are they up in the air right now, or
You
if
have
they step out of that door,
you have no idea.
can she look out?
You look out, it is just endless space.
We're not really going to get anywhere unless we leave here. Unless we want to close the door and open it again.
Either one is fine. Eva has no recollection of this space, so
Well, I don't know if we're up in the air. That's one thing.
I will say,
I can
Eva,
look before in the air. That's not a problem.
All right.
Eva, while you have no memory of this place, there is something deep within you that is comforted in a sense of familiarity.
Mm-hmm.
All right, shall we? And she holds her hand out to Eva.
And I will take it.
Okay. What do you do?
Red's gonna step out of the door while holding Eva's hand.
Okay. I need two
I am
things from you.
holding a spell.
Okay. What spell are you holding?
Oh,
If Red starts falling
Mhm.
from this point,
Mm-hmm.
Eva has Featherfall ready.
Got it.
ooh,
Thank you for that. I need two things from you, Red.
up.
I need a wisdom saving throw.
I need to get proficiency in that somehow. I'm gonna put a help die on that. That would be a 19.
19.
Yes.
Okay. Excuse me. With a 19, now I need to know what thought is she having as her foot comes down and does not immediately find purchase in this split second of there really is nothing here.
If she had found no purchase, she would have tried to either go into Phoenix form because she knows she can do that here sometimes. Something to keep her aloft. Um, making sure if she can that Eva is like either above her, like riding on top of her if she can transform. I don't know if
Kinky.
that's too much. Yeah.
Okay. You step out. There is no purchase. And in that half a second of we're going to die here because there is nowhere to go and there is nothing to stand on. There is no ground here. About barely a half an inch and a half a breath, you find ground and you step and you look down. And as you look down, you realize the entire realm around you has shifted instantaneously in that quarter of a heartbeat to where the most single, rawest desire your heart held was to be that phoenix again, was to be in that form that felt so familiar, but so beyond your grasp. And that is affirmed as you land and you find purchase on what appears to be a beachfront. But the sand is not sand. The sand is black, ash and soot. You look to the surrounding areas, and where there should be palm trees and jungle vegetation and things like that, things only recalled by memory, there is just burnt wasteland. Barely a half to a quarter of the stalk of a palm tree forest lays before you. Behind you, there is no ocean. There is no cloud ocean. There is no water that you have seen here before. It just ends in darkness, as if there is this barrier, this bubble containing this space. There is only forward. The forward path leading upward, beginning gradually, then rapidly turning into a structure of earth and rock, mountainous almost.
Is this the volcano that she's seen before?
That would appear similar, yes.
Is Eva still there?
She is with you.
Still holding your hand.
I can't remember. Was Eva there when she saw this the first time?
Believe it was Drakix.
Draken.
Correct.
I recognize this place. Should we press on then?
After you. Do as much or as little as you want.
She will go forward.
You push forward. Everything here is coated in a heavy layer of ash, soot, blackened powder, burnt vegetation, and bark. There is no movement. There is no life. It is void and dark.
So everywhere that she's been before that has had some attachment to her has been something from her past. Can she tell if she did this?
Mm. Give me an insight check.
Okay.
Insight yourself.
Insight the parts of me that
Give
I'm
me
not
an
aware
inner
of. Got
reflection. Reflect inwardly, grasshopper.
I'm also
The
going
void stares
to.
back.
Yeah.
Right. I added a help die onto that one, and that's a dirty 20.
Give me a moment. I require water for this.
Oh, jeez.
Your fiery, rocky landscape is getting to him. He's dehydrated already.
No, I just have a lot of talking to do.
Oh,
I just want to be ready.
Lord, yay.
As you're looking around and you're trying to remember, was this even significant in any way to you? You get this inward retelling, this basically slideshow flash of memories. Before, they were rapid, fast, they were overwhelming, having sent you to your knees before, reeling in not pain, just being overwhelmed mentally. But you breathe and you hold on to them, and you're able to pull a small, short story of a vast, endless, and eternal reel of film, essentially. You don't know which reincarnation this was. You don't know if it was your most recent, if it was your first. You have no idea where this lies in that realm of death and rebirth. But you do remember this volcano. It was a place you had chosen because you knew your time was coming. It was a place away from people, away from too many creatures, because you knew what happened when you came back. You knew it was violent and wild and difficult to control in those first few moments of being breathed once again. You remember the way you looked, at least the way you felt. Slight bits of gray at the tips of your feathers, talons dulled, beak scarred. You came to the volcano and you dove in. You pulled in whatever natural energies lied within it, and you caused it to explode when you took breath for another time. Younger, smaller, still large by any means, don't get that wrong. But as you look up to what should be the top 3/4 of a usual volcano, it is just exploded off. You remember coming out of it and taking once again to the skies to soar far above any normal mortal means. You remember that truest feeling of being reborn, having that unbridled freedom to do as you pleased, to go where you pleased, to help who you wanted to help, or maybe strike down those that wronged you, or those that wronged you cared for. But as you feel that, it is also a horrible but amazing reminder of where you are now, how stifled you've become. Your brain probably starts wondering, how could this happen? What happened? Why was I not reborn full and strong?
I remember some things. I was reborn here once, a long time ago. I remember being weary and scarred, feeling old. And the volcano was much taller. And I dove into it, and there was a massive explosion. I did do this. All this burnt vegetation. But I made sure to go away from people. I didn't want anyone caught up in the blast that I must have known was coming. And then I remember being reborn. I remember taking to the skies the freedom, the abilities I had to do anything, be anywhere. I need to know. Why can't I do this anymore? Why am I so much less? Who did this to me? How did this happen? I don't know. Again, I feel I must reclaim what was lost. I wish you could have seen.
I wish I could have too. That sounds pretty freaking badass to me.
And now I am this. Will I ever even reclaim a part of what I was? Who I was?
Well, we have an eternity to find out.
We certainly do. I think maybe once we've gotten done everything we need to do on this island, I'd like you and any of those who are willing of our little group to go back to Loomshire. Something happened there. Maybe I'll find a clue.
I wouldn't be against it.
All right. Thank you. By
Is
the way,
there
she
any-
still hasn't let go of your hand at all whatsoever.
Yeah, that's fine. He was very focused on you right now, so he doesn't care about anything else. Did you want to see if we can remake this place again, or do you think you've had enough for the night?
Well, I keep seeing the same places. I think. I don't know how much more this realm has for me, at least until maybe I get some information from Loomshire or somewhere.
Eva, as you are listening to Red speak, the hairs on the back of your neck begin to gently chill and stand upright. And you feel this cold shiver run down your spine.
I don't necessarily have blind sense or anything, but is there any tell of, like, I think something is behind me or behind Red?
You go to look over your shoulder, and all you see is where this bubble of dream ends. And for a moment, you're uncertain about why you felt that. And then you begin to see this white little light begin to shine where the bubble should be. And you watch as it draws itself down and then over by about 3-4 feet. And it goes back up about 7-8 feet, comes back over, then comes down to complete a rectangular shape. A doorway, you could even say.
Kind of just squeeze Red's hand. Have you ever seen that before?
Was Red able to see it, or does she now just see the doorway?
As you look over, you just see a doorway being drawn in this kind of a thin white light. But when it completes, the entirety of the inside of it becomes this multicolored prismatic space before it begins to solidify, and you see a very familiar purple and stardust stonework hallway. To you, Eva, you both see this, but most familiar to you, Eva, you see a familiar dressed, tall, dark and long-haired individual, well dressed, standing just at the edge of this hallway. Eyes bright and burning red. A smile outlined by two fangs. Ears gently tipped against the backlight.
I recognize the hallway, but not the man.
Oh, Eva recognizes the man. She is dropping the disguise self that she normally keeps up, and she's gonna put herself between him and Red. Does not care.
Well, I say, it's definitely fun to see you in such a space and so well versed with the walk.
Which one of us is he talking to?
You don't know.
That's for Eva.
He's just speaking forward.
Just watching.
You don't say anything?
Nope.
Okay. He steps into this realm. I need both of you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, shit. Okay. I'm definitely using a help die on that one.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work for me, but I'll do it anyway.
It'd be a 14.
Okay.
What's the most I can get? Yeah, 7.
Eesh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both of you are frozen in place, and you are unable to move as he continues to walk forward.
How far away is he? Like, how far away was that doorway from us? Because it seemed like it was pretty far out.
At this point, probably about 60-ish feet away.
Okay.
I would like to subtly cast, which does not require any movement on my part, detect thoughts.
Okay. What's the range on that?
Let me look. No. It's a long description. Hold on.
It's okay. I just need to know, is he within your realm of influence? Could you hear his thoughts?
Oh, 30 feet.
Okay. It is.
You get Eva's.
You get Eva's. Eva, what's your service thoughts?
Panic, 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 panic.
It's just is what you
Eva
get.
has gone into fuck this dude. I didn't want to see him here, and I don't know if we're in danger.
Cool, cool.
Well, don't worry, sweetheart. I've just come for you. Come to see how my protege's doing. When I felt you in this realm, I knew something was awry. Last time you were here, I barely noticed it. Guess you happened upon it by accident. But this time around, well, you did it on purpose. Didn't you? And he starts walking closer. Now, what's probably a huge telling point for the kind of person this is, Red. You know you can't move or speak. So you imagine Eva can't move or speak either, but he's still talking and asking questions.
Okay.
Do with that as you will.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use another sorcery point to create a bonfire under him?
You are welcome to.
Cool, that's what she's gonna do.
Okay.
Because she senses Eva's panic.
Mhm.
And she sees him being like this.
Mhm. You reach for your magic, and as you send it out, it does not find its end goal. You know you casted it. You know you pushed and willed the magic to that point. But somewhere in between, it was just gone. And he just kind of looks at you and goes, not in this place. And he kind of turns and looks at Eva. I guess you haven't filled your little friends in about everything about you, have you? That's all right. As he smiles, those fangs, you swear they're even pointier. It's probably hard to live with what you are in such a horrible place. Stuck in a realm of mortals. Most unfortunate, but it's okay. Soon, the hunger always gets them. I enjoy watching from a distance as you destroy your friends' memories. Why this place alone? Testament to that. So you stay near your friends, don't worry. The tithe you give me has been most delicious, and I thank you for that. Now run along and keep enjoying those dreams. And he just flicks his hand, and the two of you are physically flung from the bed onto the floor.
We can move now, yeah?
You can move now. You're back in Eva's bedroom.
Eva, are you all right?
is even.
Why the
Okay.
reason you can't remember?
I couldn't remember before you.
I mean,
Do you remember that one time you saw me as a child? Well, maybe not one, but even then, I didn't really know. Couldn't really remember. I've always only had fragments. This is not you. Don't let him get into your head like that.
yeah. No, you're right.
Red's gonna go over to wherever Eva is on the floor and just hug her. It's going to be all right. We're going to figure out how to get rid of him. And if it makes you feel any better, we can stop with mine. I always knew there was a chance. Little pieces of memory could be fading because you have to feed from something, right? In any case.
Not if he keeps doing that. I didn't actually get anything from that one because he kicked us out.
Right.
Yeah, don't worry about that. I can deal with the hunger. That's never been a problem. I don't want to be the thing that hurts you. That's all.
You're not.
All right.
So are you all right?
I will be. Probably just need to process all of that, honestly.
Who are you telling?
Fair enough. Whew. Well, since I don't think we're getting back into that realm tonight, you're welcome to stay here if you'd like. Obviously, you have the room across the hall if you want instead.
No, I think I'll stay in here. If you're all right with that.
No complaints here. Not after that. Wish I had sleep spells.
Right.
Right. Everyone is allowed and welcome to take a long rest.
Oh, yes.
Yay, we're not dying anymore.
Yay.
Right.
I have all the spells and stuff back.
All right.
All my glorious hit point.
Oh, my glorious hit points.
All my precious 24 hit points is back.
Hey, I got all my sorcery points back. Woo!
Whee!
Alrighty then. Well, with long rests recorded and 8:55, I think we'll go ahead and call it there.
Amazing.
All right.
Really good session.
It was.
I had a
Yeah.
blast.
Yes.
I hope all of you did as well, my lovely players.
Mhm.
Yay.
The realm is shaping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is.
But for all of you out there who have been watching our table from near and far, we thank you very much for being here. We look forward to telling more stories for you. And I can't wait to go to Gen Con because I'll be posting a lot about that while I'm there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Gosh, it's going to be an overwhelmingly amazing time. And I look forward to not freaking out.
Just don't forget your water.
I know, right? I even bought a new one. I bought a gallon. Not kidding.
Nice.
Not kidding. Bought a gallon so I can make sure I have it. I
Oh,
will not be
jeez.
a thirsty boy while I'm there. Well, everybody, thank you so much for coming and checking out our table. Know that you are always welcome to watch and even join us in our various Discords. Support us should you feel the need to via donations and our Patreon. But all we ask is that you come, watch, and enjoy as we tell a story. Until next Wednesday, have a great week. Enjoy your weekend. Don't forget your snacks. And you know what? That's how we're going to close from now on. Snack responsibly. Good night, everybody.